So students, if you remember in our last class under chapter biomolecules, we were discussing about the nature of bonding, linking monomers in a polymer. So we were discussing DNA structure. If you remember, DNA structure has a turns. We will continue this. As I told you, DNA has backbone of nucleotide on both the sides. Nucleotide means it has three parts: phosphate, pentose sugar and nitrogen base, that is adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine. So on both the sides, no? So that is what we have discussed. Then we were discussing always A binds to T, T binds to A, and G binds to C, C binds to G, and between A and T there are two hydrogen bonds, between G and C there are three hydrogen bonds. A is complementary to T, T is complementary to A, G is complementary to C, C is complementary to G. This is what we have discussed in last class. So I just did recap. So now what we have to discuss is in a DNA, this is a DNA model. Okay. So DNA, when it takes a turn or ascent means going up like this. When it takes a ascent, it takes a degree of 36 degree angle it takes. DNA takes a turn like this, no? That is ascent. Ascent means going up like this. See, you can see here it is going up, and it takes a angle of if you take this is a straight line, then it takes an angle of 36 degree. Okay, 36 degree angle it takes. Then turn, what is there? So I will show you the turn. So this is a DNA. I am showing one part here. Okay, one part where from this end to this end. Okay, this part is called pitch of DNA. Pitch, and this pitch is having 34 nanometer. The diameter, okay, diameter or length is from one end to the other end. This is called one turn. Okay, one turn. And there are two parts here in NEET class we are going to discuss. That is, this is called minor groove. You already know this. Minor groove. Groove means the cavity present there. This is a smaller cavity present, but this is a deeper cavity present. You see here, which is deeper. See, if I draw one line here, this is very near, this is very deep, this is called major groove. So distance between two minor grooves, like again here one more minor groove is there. In between two minor grooves, one major groove comes. Here also, this is one minor groove, then here comes major groove, then again minor groove comes. So distance between two minor grooves, okay, that is called one pitch of DNA, and the length pitch of DNA will have 34 nanometer. Okay, 34 nanometer, or you can also say 34 angstrom unit. Okay, so and one turn or one pitch will have 10 base pairs. Base means that is nitrogen base. A is one nitrogen base. What is base pair means? When A binds to T, two nitrogen bases join. So this becomes a base pair. This is one pair, no? Then G and C becomes one pair. If I am writing only G, then it is nitrogen base, single nitrogen base. G binds to C, so two nitrogen bases are there. This is one and this is two. So this becomes a base pair. So in a pitch, 10 base pairs will be there. Like this is suppose AT, GC, CG, CG, GC. Here 5 are there. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 base pairs, and here 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose it is GC, GC, TA, AT, TA. So here 1 2 3 4 5, and again here 1 2 3 4 5. So in one pitch, if you see one pitch, in one pitch 10 base pairs will be there. 10 base pairs. I'll rub this. So that I can write something here. So in one pitch of DNA, 10 base pairs will be there. Okay, like in one 5 and again here 5. So totally 10 base pairs will be there. Then distance between the consecutive base pairs is what then? Consecutive base pair means one base pair and this is second base pair. What is the distance between these two? Immediate two base pairs, that is consecutive base pairs. Like we are talking about 1 2 3 4 5 in one, then again 1 2 3 4 5. No, I am talking about total pitch is 34 nanometer. Okay, then what is the distance between consecutive base pair? Suppose here it is A and T, this is G and C. Exactly between A and T and G and C, what is the distance? It is easy to calculate. Distance between the consecutive base pair is 34 divided by 10, because 10 base pairs are there. So you get 0.34 nanometer. Okay, 0.34 nanometer you get. If it is in angstrom also you get same thing. If it is 34 angstrom unit also you get same thing. 34 by 10 is 0.34 angstrom. Like when you convert this nanometer and angstrom into meter, then it is different. This comes 10 raised to minus 9, this comes 10 raised to minus 10. Anyway, that is not there for you now. In next year you are going to learn. Okay, so Watson and Crick, they gave all these two scientists who gave double stranded DNA helix model, what we have learned in last class. Okay, they have given salient features of DNA. What I explained just now, characters of DNA, all these are salient features of DNA. Okay, so this is what you had to learn. Now next, very interesting thing we are going to learn now, that is called dynamic state of body constituents. That is nothing but metabolism. The beauty of living organisms, beauty of body of living organisms, you see what is there inside and what kind of reaction happens in the body, that everybody wants to know. And all the reactions which happens in the body together we call metabolism. No? So we are going to learn interesting part, that is dynamic state of body constituents. Constituent means the materials which are there inside the body. Okay, so dynamic state of body constituents, that is nothing but a concept of metabolism. Concept of metabolism. Okay, so concept of metabolism. Word metabolism means what all reactions happen in our body, all the reactions happening in the whole body together we call metabolism. Okay, like whatever reactions are happening in the whole body from head to toe, entire body reactions, okay, together we call metabolism. How that reactions occur, what exactly happens in our body, in the whole body, thousands of different chemicals you will find. Okay, thousands of different chemicals you find in our body. How these chemicals are produced in the body? If you see in our body how many chemicals are there, thousands of different chemicals are there. How these chemicals are produced? Okay, how do we measure these chemicals? In what SI unit, what quantity we measure? we measure it in a mole, okay, in expressed in terms of moles per cell or moles per liter. That is concentration of the chemicals in the body whatever chemicals are there in our body. I said thousands of different chemicals are there in our body. How these chemicals are measured, in what concentration it is there in the body, like whether it is high concentration or low concentration. And concentration of these chemicals we measure in terms of moles per cell or moles per liter. Okay, this is how we measure how many moles of that particular chemical is there in one cell of the body, or how many moles of the chemical is there per liter of that chemical. Okay, that is how we measure these chemicals in our body. And one beautiful concept is explained by the scientists, that is, all the chemicals present in our body have turnover. Very important word, okay, turnover. See, when we talk about a company, any company's turnover per year, turnover means, you know, how much money comes into the company and how much money goes out of the company. Totally how much remains in the body. Okay, that is turnover. So what is that turnover in the body? That is, all the chemicals form other chemicals later. Means one chemical transforms into other chemical. In simple terms, one chemical changes to other chemical. Okay, so change of one chemical to other chemical, that is change of one kind of biomolecules to other kind of biomolecules. This happens, and that biomolecule is produced from previous biomolecule. Okay, so one chemical is formed by other chemical, and that chemical undergoes degradation to form other chemical. That means, in simple terms, one biomolecule transforms to produce other biomolecule. So always this process will be going on, that is breaking and making. In simple terms, breaking and making of biomolecules in our body happens continuously. Breaking means, you know, breakdown of one molecule. Like one molecule breaks to produce other molecule, then it is called catabolism, you know, breakdown process. No, catabolism, it's a breakdown process. Like glucose breaks to produce energy, no, like glucose undergoes glycolysis to produce energy. So this is a breakdown process, because to produce energy glucose breaks. That is breakdown, that is catabolism. That is what we call breaking. Making means producing new chemical, that is called building up process, that is anabolism. No, it's a anabolism. So building up process is nothing but anabolism. Metabolism has two processes. Already you know this. This is so many times I have explained. All the reactions which happens in our body together we call metabolism. In that, two types. Some reactions which happens in our body where one biomolecule breaks to produce other biomolecule. Okay, that means here glucose breaks and produces energy in the form of ATP. So ATP is newly produced. No, ATP is newly produced. So it is a building up process and it is a breakdown process also, because glucose breaks to produce energy. No, energy is newly produced or released. Okay, so building up process is anabolism, then breakdown process is catabolism. That's why they said in our body, when one biomolecule produces other biomolecule, okay, either it is breaking or making, that is catabolism or anabolism process happens in our body. Okay, that is what they are talking about. So all the reactions which happens continuously in the body, that is forming of one biomolecule to other biomolecule, or one biomolecule transforms to other biomolecule, all these processes continuously happens in our body, that is breaking and making, and together we call all those processes as metabolism. You know this. Whether it is breakdown of any biomolecule to produce new biomolecule, or new biomolecule is synthesized, then it is catabolism and anabolism. Breakdown process and building up process both will happen in our body. So together we call it as metabolism. Okay, metabolism. And while producing one biomolecule to other biomolecule, or transformation of one biomolecule to other biomolecules, in between some intermediates are produced. Intermediates means in chemistry you will learn intermediates means, you know what is that? Like reactants react and produces a final product. In between it becomes one intermediate compound. Okay, that means reactants first will become an intermediate, and intermediate will become a product. So like mediators. Okay, this is like same like farmer will grow agricultural crops, then seller will sell it, and in between brokers are there, you know, mediators. What those people do, they just buy vegetables from the farmer, and they will sell it in the market. Okay, then vegetable seller will sell it, you know. So in between mediator is there. Like that reactants react, okay, and produce a product. In between that it produces intermediate, and those intermediates of metabolism are called metabolites. Okay, so we will see what is that means. What is the meaning of turnover? I said turnover means one biomolecule is not permanent. That biomolecule will produce other biomolecule. Okay, and that biomolecule will form other biomolecule. So continuously one biomolecule changes to other. So like that is called turnover. Okay. Okay. So we were learning about metabolism in detail. Okay, so I was telling you, like, suppose these are the reactants. Okay, like if I have to explain, like A plus B are reactants. Okay, and produces a product E and F. E and F are suppose products. Then in between C and D are intermediates. I am talking about these intermediates only as metabolites. Metabolites are intermediates. See, reactants react to produce product. In between it becomes an intermediate. Okay, so that is what we call metabolites. So in other words, metabolites are converted to each other in a series of linked reactions called metabolic pathways. Meaning, you know, like metabolites continuously react. They continuously react to produce product. Okay, at that time what happens, you know, it is like a traffic. Like here one more biomolecule is there, here one more biomolecule is there, like suppose X plus Y. This is one type of biomolecule. They will also use same metabolite as intermediate and produce a product, that is W and Z. Suppose these are the products. So what happened here? From here also it is produced product, from here also it is produced product. The metabolites are linked to each other. They are linked with each other. Like this metabolite produces product, Okay, again that metabolite, I mean that product can produce a metabolite and produce one more product. So it may produce metabolite and produce product again. So like that, metabolites are intermediates which are continuously linked, you know, that is called metabolic pathways. Metabolic pathways, important. So what is meant by metabolic pathways then? Metabolic pathways means metabolites are converted into each other in a series of linked reactions. Like one metabolite changes to other metabolite. Okay, that metabolite can again produce this metabolite. Like X is one metabolite, Y is other metabolite. X produces Y, then Y can produce X. Okay, so that is in a linked reaction or in a series of reactions. Like there are thousands of reactions happens in our body. So many times same metabolite, that is same intermediate, can be produced. Okay, so it can be produced. That is what, like one junction, what is there, no? Junction means, you know, where many roads join at one point, that is junction. So you went through that junction, went to other road and came back with other road. Finally it linked to same junction. That means one intermediate produced a product. Okay, that product produced one more product. That product, while producing one more product, again same intermediate will be produced. So like that, it is a many reactions linked together where same metabolite are linked to each other in a series, one after the other. Then it is called metabolic pathways. Pathway means, you know, it is a way of, route of a reaction. Okay, that is what I was talking about. Then like if you take some examples of transformation of biomolecules, like if you remove carbon dioxide from amino acid, it becomes amine. Let us take some reactions, examples for metabolism. Okay, like there are amino acids. Amino acids are converted to amine when you remove carbon dioxide. That means amino acids are one type of biomolecules. By removal of carbon dioxide, when carbon dioxide is removed from amino acid, then it is converted to amine. This is what we were talking about. One biomolecule transforms to other biomolecule. Okay, like when carbon dioxide is added, this can again become this. Okay, that is what we are talking about. Then like you can take some other examples, like removal of amino group in a nucleotide base. In a nucleotide base, that is adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine. Okay, you can what is that, from a nucleotide base, if you take as an example, okay, removal of amino group, you remove amino group. You don't have to remove, naturally it happens. If from nucleotide base, if amino group is removed, then it becomes a different compound. That is transformation of or change of one compound to other compound. You can take other examples also, like in case of disaccharides, hydrolysis of glycosidic bond. Disaccharide means, you know, 2 sugar units will be there. Okay, so this is like monomer 1 plus monomer 2. 2 monomers are there and 2 monomers are joined by a bond. For example, you take glucose and glucose. Okay, glucose and glucose, you take, glucose is 1 sugar unit, one more glucose is second sugar unit. When 2 joins, then it becomes a disaccharide. Di means 2 sugar units. Okay, then 2 glucose are bound by a bond, you know. What is that bond called? That bond is called glycosidic bond. Already you know this, in last class you have learned. So if this hydrolysis happens, that is removal of water from glycosidic bond, then glycosidic bond breaks, okay, it breaks, that is a breakdown process, then glucose and glucose are separated, so then it doesn't remain as disaccharide, disaccharide became monosaccharides, because glucose and glucose breaks, then two glucose are separated, they became individual glucose, and each glucose is called monomer. When it was a dimer, dimer means di means two units, when it breaks it becomes two separate monomers, like that. So disaccharide became monosaccharides, so that is disaccharide is changed to monosaccharide, that is also transformation of one biomolecule to other biomolecule, that is what is example, no? So what is most important is the metabolite flow in a dynamic state of body constituents. The metabolite flow, what is there? No? Flow of metabolite means one intermediate compound changes to other intermediate compound, that intermediate metabolite changes to other metabolite. Metabolite is a, I told you, it is an intermediate compound, okay. So one intermediate compound changes to other, that changes to next, that changes to next, like a series of reaction. At last one product is produced, that is also not permanent, again that product produces one more biomolecule. So continuously this happens, and it is like a traffic, you know, it is like a traffic, like continuously in one road traffic is going on, in other road also continuously traffic is going on, in other road also continuously traffic is going on, okay, like they meet at one point, you know, that is like a junction, okay. So it is like a junction, like metabolic traffic. In simple terms, if I should say, thousands of biomolecules, okay, thousands of biomolecules continuously change from one another, and it is happening continuously. Like you think here one biomolecule is changed to other biomolecule, at the same time one biomolecule is changed to other biomolecule, and both of them joined at one point, they may produce same metabolite and become a junction, okay. So continuously many reactions will be happening where many metabolites or intermediates are produced, okay, and no reaction in the body is direct. All the reactions in living organisms are catalyzed reactions. What is catalyzed in chemistry? All the reactions in human body or living organisms requires catalysts. Like in chemistry, no? In chemistry, like A and B are reactants and produces C and D, which are products, and here on the arrow mark they write some catalysts like platinum or palladium catalyst, you know, platinum or palladium catalyst they write as catalyst, or nickel as catalyst, no? What is that catalyst do? It will fasten the rate of reaction. Rate of reaction means speed of reaction. Reactants are converted to product, how fast? Without enzymes, enzymes are the catalysts, okay. Without enzymes, this reaction will happen slowly. But with the enzymes, which is a catalyst, which can fasten the rate of reaction or hasten the rate of reaction. Hasten means fasten, okay. So all the reactions, whatever reaction happens in the whole body of living organisms, not only human beings, in all the living organisms, whatever reactions happen in their body, all the reactions requires catalyst, okay, and that catalyst will make the reaction faster. That is why enzyme definition only says it is a biocatalyst which fastens the rate of reaction, means which makes reaction faster. So all the reactions which happens in the living organisms are catalyzed reactions, and they require a catalyst, okay. The catalyst will make that reaction faster. And which are those catalysts? In living organisms, the catalysts are enzymes. Okay, what you have to remember at last is all the reactions are catalyzed reaction, means all the reactions requires a catalyst. That catalyst is enzymes. So finally, what is the meaning of this dynamic state of body fluids, body constituents? That is, body constituent means they are talking about biomolecules. What all biomolecules are there? Okay, dynamic state means one biomolecule changes to other biomolecules and it will be happening continuously. And when many reactions are happening continuously in the body, that state of body is called state of body constituents. Okay, where one biomolecule produces other biomolecule continuously, it will be happening. Hundreds of biomolecules are changing from one state to other state. That is called dynamic state of body constituents. Okay, so next part what we have to learn is metabolic basis of living. I wanted to tell you something, that second PU portions are going to start, but before that I have to finish these two chapters. That is, after biomolecules I have to teach chemical coordination, that is the last chapter in animal physiology, then a structural organization in animals. After finishing those chapters, remaining deleted chapters what was there, that also I will teach. Okay, like all 22 chapters of first year biology I am going to teach. But after finishing these two chapters of retained portion, deleted chapters also I will teach, but that videos will come in the evening. And one particular timetable will be given to you, that is second year timetable, where biology classes will be 4 hours in a week. That is, I think Wednesday 2 hours and Saturday 2 hours. So that time I will send second PUC videos only. Okay, second PUC we will start with your favorite topic, that is human reproduction only. We will start YouTube classes. Okay, very well explained, beautifully explained YouTube classes which I taught. Okay, my videos only I will send. Okay, I will record and send it. Okay, so we will start with human reproduction chapter, then we will go to reproductive health, then we will come to some interesting chapters of second PUC. So what I am telling you is, along with second PUC topics which will be there as per the timetable I am going to send. Okay, then deleted chapters which were there in first year, that also I am going to teach. That you will get those videos in the evening. Okay, at night or whenever you have time, and whoever wants that class they can watch. Like all the students don't write NEET classes. So one who is not writing NEET, medical entrance or CET, they don't require deleted chapters. No, they don't require deleted chapters and all. But it is my duty to teach all 22 chapters. So that will continuously happen. Okay. Then along with that, once I finish chapter structural organization in animals, all retained chapters are over, then I am going to put second year videos. So we will start second year videos, and you should know that second year videos, as the college decided, once it is taught and those videos are sent to you, interaction also will happen on that. Then again those chapters will not be taught in the college in all the subjects. Okay, no need to worry. YouTube classes will be very well explained, beautifully explained. You don't require those chapters in the college. Okay, beautifully explained videos which I am going to explain. I am going to teach and send you those videos. Okay, so in our next class we will continue this chapter biomolecules. Okay, so keep watching my classes. Thank you.